Hello, everyone. Welcome to Geekonomics. We're back. It's a COVID positive edition of the podcast. This guy has got COVID.
No,
On
you're supposed to say who's got two thumbs and
who's
he's
got
got
two thumbs
COVID.
and's got COVID?
This guy.
Yeah, I'm on the back end of it, so I'm doing all right. Really didn't have it super bad, which is fantastic. Just as you can tell, very stuffy sounding. That's about it. That's all I've really had in like one day of being tired, like super tired. Besides that, everything was great. Vacation was fantastic. I hope Brian's was fantastic as well, which I'm sure we'll hear about during today's show. We have a lot to talk about. We have a lot that's happened since we've been gone.
Since you've been
As Kelly
gone.
Clarkson would say. Yeah, how nerdy are we that we reference Kelly Clarkson on our show? But yes, Ahsoka's debuted.
Yeah.
New show One Piece was dropped on Netflix.
I don't know what that
And
is.
a whole bunch more. I watched it. We'll talk about it and a whole bunch of other stuff. I'm sure Brian's got tons of news that he's been cataloging on his cell phone, and he's just excited to talk about it. And I know he's got news about the date for the new East of the River show he's going to want to talk about, and a whole bunch more stuff. So instead of me just rambling on here, I'm going to just let Brian just go at it. So Brian, how are you? How's things with you? What's new with you? What have you been up to? How was your vacation?
Oh,
Everything else that's been going on. Tell
a
us.
lot of
All waiting to hear from you. So could you just please tell us?
Oh my God, stop. A lot of questions. Well, I wanted to say before we get into it, there, Mr. I wanted to say great interview with Megan Duffy. I listened to the show.
Thank you.
I changed the description. Megan Duffy was not me. It was a weird, the way you wrote it was like it's our show, so it's like you could be Megan Duffy's not like filling in for me. You're interviewing.
No, that was the joke we had at the beginning. If you listened to the show, we were talking.
I did, and she seemed very confused. She's like, "I'm not Brian."
No, we talked. That's what she was acting.
Oh, okay.
She's an actor.
Yeah. Well,
we just couldn't tell. We couldn't say she was acting because she technically can't because of the strike. So,
well, I just want to let you know, you got an actor on the show now, which is me.
Oh yeah, you're part of the you scab.
I'm not part of the Actors Guild.
Oh, so then you're fine. You're fine. You're part of the Mortensen films.
I film my I have a very small part in his next movie.
There are no small parts, Brian. Only small actors.
Well, I did my part. I know our friend Rocky did his over the weekend. So when this film when this film comes out, he's doing it in parts. When the film does come out, we should have Chris on.
Yeah.
And Rocky.
I don't know about that, but we can have Chris on.
We can have Chris on.
Yeah.
But anyway,
we've had Rocky on before. No one wants to hear from him.
I read the whole script. I'm excited to
see how it all turns out. Wasn't that kind of movie where they only show you your part, so you don't know how it goes?
They didn't. Well, he gave me the whole script, but I mean, I could have just read my part. But I was impressed. It was a good. It's a nice story. I'm excited to see how it all turns out. So
yeah,
we'll keep everyone posted. Also,
I'm just waiting for my callback. I know he's probably busy.
Yes, I think the roles are already filled.
Oh well.
I don't know. I don't know. I'd say.
Thanks, Chris. I appreciate it.
I don't know. I'm making that up. I honestly have no idea.
I'll be sure to definitely promote your film now.
Well, the only reason he offered me this role is he came over to drop comics off because I was helping him look them up, like rate them in a way for him, help him out. And then he asked me, he's like, "Hey, you know, I have a part that you might be good for this part." So that was
maybe he hasn't got around to ask me yet, because he only texts me randomly to ask about camera equipment and such,
which is a very important thing.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with that. So also, East of the River, Enfield, October 29th, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. 9 a.m. is early bird, but
Yes, it's
we're
the
gonna go
Halloween
heavy.
episode.
The Halloween show. It's gonna be a
Yes.
good one. We're gonna heavily promote the hell out of this show. I'm gonna start putting flyers out this week, so we hope we get a big turnout. So should be good.
Okay.
Um,
Got it out of the way.
Yeah, got that out of the way. We'll talk about more as we get closer, as we always do.
Yes, we will.
Big news for both of us. Shorzy season 2,
Yes.
October 27th, baby.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yes, a show to look forward to. I just finished. I don't know if you finished What We Do in the Shadows. The newest season just ended.
Yeah, I did then because I didn't know it was the last episode, but yes, I did.
Fantastic season.
Yes, it was a great season.
I liked what they did with the whole would become the
animal.
Guillermo finding out what I'm not going to ruin it for anybody, but that what the one thing they forgot to give him about being a vampire, turning into a vampire, and then how antics ensue in the final episode. And we had a celebrity guest star, Patton Oswalt, playing himself.
Yes, which is awesome.
But yeah, it was a great season. It flew by, and I think it flew by because the first 2 episodes came out together, and the last 2 episodes came out together. But I feel like we just started watching it. It was crazy how quickly that flew by. But yeah, great season. Highly recommend. And the last season of Archer started. So far, so good. I'm enjoying Archer. But Mark, the big show that Allison and me watched, that a show you've been telling me to check out.
The Bear.
We watched The Bear season 1, season 2.
Oh, you blew through the whole thing, huh?
It is probably, other than The Last of Us, my 2 favorite shows of the year. The Bear season 2 was phenomenal.
I told you.
Well, I heard from a lot of people. I mean, but yes, you did tell me.
Yes.
I
knew that I said, like, and Claire said it too. She's like, Bryon worked in food service for a long time. He would enjoy this because of that.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, yes, I know.
The standout episode in season 1 was the episode where they have that bad day.
Yes.
And I was like, holy moly.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been part of that, a bad day like that.
Yeah.
And they captured that anxiety and that craziness very well.
Yeah.
Then in season 2, of course, the Christmas episode was phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Jamie Lee Curtis is amazing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the whole cast, and then Bob Odenkirk, uncle. But yeah, I mean, the acting, the way it's filmed, just everything about the show is just top tier TV.
John Bernthal is the brother.
Crazy. That whole backstory. It's like I don't want to ruin it for anybody because it's just so good. I'm excited for season 3.
Yeah.
It's just phenomenal. It's some of the best television. It really is. Yeah, and the ending of season 1 brings you to tears, and then we get to season 2, and that with his cousin kind of finally coming to terms with things, and then changing his character, changing throughout was just well done.
And just all the different, and like Claire was really into all the different like facets of the stories of the different characters, where like the one that she was huge on was the bakery episode where the guy goes to Amsterdam to learn about bakery and patisserie, whatever it's called. And then like the chef school stuff, and then the stuff she loves the cousin. She's like thinks he's amazing. And I was like, he was great in Andor. She's like, I don't know what that is, and I don't understand why you want to keep mentioning that. I'm like, because he was really good in it. I think people should see Andor because it was a really good show. But yeah, it's a fantastic show. It is definitely one of like the best shows I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. So, yeah, and it's funny because even though when it ended, I know Allison really enjoyed it because she kept going, "Are we gonna watch more Bear?"
Yeah.
how come we don't have more Bear to watch?
Yeah,
We don't
exactly.
have
They're the
any. I
same
know.
way. She's like, oh man, I gotta wait so long for this to come out again.
I know. It was so good. Such a good show. The soundtrack's amazing too.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I say it to Claire every episode. I'm like, this person that does whoever their music person is has got to get like all the awards and should be given multiple bonuses. I don't know what they pay these people, but she should get more, or they should get
you,
more money, whoever it is.
well, the small details in the Friends and Family soft opening, which I think was the season finale,
Mm,
um, there's a great detail when it comes to the music.
yeah.
When they walk out into the floor, you hear the music being pumped in, and it's
Yeah.
nice and calm. And you walk into the kitchen, and it's chaotic, and they
Yeah.
have like a chaotic kind of
Yeah.
score going on. And I can tell you on a Friday, Saturday night, that's
Yeah.
that's what
Exactly what
happens.
it is.
You're
Yeah.
you're in the kitchen, it is bonkers, and
Yeah.
you walk through that door, and you can hear the chatter of people,
Yeah.
and hear, whatever music's being pumped
Equipment
through,
and all the different
people
things.
laughing, having a
Yeah.
great time. You walk back there, it's a shit show.
Yeah.
So it was I love that detail of that
Yeah.
episode. And it was like that was done, I guess, in very long takes. They took like behind the scenes, they did like
Yeah.
really long takes, and it was
Yeah.
really well done. But yeah. Yeah, phenomenal show. I don't
Yeah.
know. Other than The Last of Us, those are my top two shows of the year right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had other shows that have blown me away, but those are the standouts.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
It's an
Um,
amazingly well done show.
yeah, yeah. And I did try. I don't know if you tried, and if you liked it, that's great. I tried to watch Killing It on Peacock. I
Was
couldn't
that
get
the Kelly Cuoco show?
no. It's got what's his name from Brooklyn 99 and the Office.
Robinson. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I heard from the producers of Brooklyn 99, so I was like, okay, I'll check it out. I couldn't get through the first episode. It
I
was
didn't see anything that made me want to watch it.
it's on its second season, so I thought, okay, well, maybe it's
Well,
got
doesn't
to
mean
be
it's
good a
good.
little bit.
A lot of shows get second
Well,
seasons that aren't good.
well, anyway, it wasn't for me.
Yeah,
I didn't last. I didn't last the first episode. I
yeah,
turned it off. Then real quick, um, the Dollhouse. We finished the Dollhouse. Really good. So awesome. Like,
mm,
even though that was Josh Whedon's last show he did for television,
yeah,
the great thing is with season 2, they knew they were going to get canceled.
yeah,
So the show was supposed to last 5 seasons.
yeah,
He brought all the plot points in, and they end it.
yeah.
And surprisingly enough,
It made
like
sense.
they did a fantastic job. 13 episodes, season 1 and 2, and they bring a lot of actors from Firefly, from
Yeah,
Buffy, from all his other works. There's a little bit of everything for everybody, but Dollhouse was really awesome, and I'm really sad it didn't get more seasons because it was a fantastic show.
mm,
And I'm going full circle, Mark. We finished Dollhouse, and the show that I watched years ago because your sister Firefly. I'm rewatching Firefly, and I have to say, because I've gone through Buffy, Angel, Dollhouse. I appreciate Firefly a lot more, and like
it was a really, really good show.
I'm excited to watch Firefly again. So I watched the first episode, and that first episode is so well done.
Yeah,
And I don't know, I just have more an appreciation for his work going through falling in love with Buffy and Angel, and then Dollhouse was surprisingly awesome. And then now Firefly is the one show that's what I watched in the very beginning.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm rewatching Firefly. It just, I don't know, his shows are amazing.
What's your guys' next show? I mean, you got to go into something else in the '90s that's out there or something.
Well, we finished The Bear, we finished Dollhouse. Allison wants to watch Bones. We were interested in watching Bones, which is a lot of seasons in Bones.
The Angel Connection. That's what that is.
Yeah, it is. We knew.
She's got a bones for Boreanaz is what she's got.
Yeah, we're gonna watch Bones. I was trying to get Allison to watch Firefly because she's enjoyed all the other stuff, and she's like, "Well, no." So
Yeah,
I'm
it doesn't
watching.
have Boreanaz in it. That's why.
Well, he wasn't in Dollhouse. But I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna watch next. I mean, we might catch up on Law and Order because we have not watched Law and Order at all. I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of great talent. As much as it sucks that everyone's on strike, it gives me a chance to catch up because there's a lot of great TV we haven't watched, and this allows us to watch it without missing other great television.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna watch Bones, and I don't know what else. I don't know. Something on our list.
Yeah.
And there's one other thing, Marcus.
Okay.
I Saturday night we finished Dollhouse, and we're going to Allison's tired, and she falls asleep on the couch, and I had Peacock on. I put Peacock on, and there was wrestling on.
It was.
So I
Payback.
watched Payback. I watched from the Grayson Walter effect.
Yes.
His talk show, which was so dumb. It's so dumb.
He's terrible.
It's the dumbest.
But he's supposed to be terrible. That's his whole shtick.
So
he's a douchey Australian guy.
All right. Yes. So I put it on.
That's his character, and he's awesome at it. So
I put it on, and I'm like, okay, what is this? I'm gonna put this on. I put my headphones on.
Yeah.
And I end up watching that happen.
Cody Rhodes.
Then I watched the Women's World Championship between
Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez.
Yeah, Ray Ripley, which is Ray Ripley the one who is she the one that looks like Marilyn Manson?
She used to. Yeah.
She still does.
Yeah, not as much though. Yeah.
She has this short hair.
She has short hair now, yeah.
And then the other one was part of a tag team, right?
She was, yes, yeah.
She was, yeah. See, I paid attention.
Yeah.
So I watched this match, which was very entertaining.
Yeah.
And then I watched, which is the funniest match, but I did watch the heavyweight championship, which was the last one, the main show between the guy's name, Rollins.
Seth freaking Rollins.
Yeah, Rollins versus
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah, which I liked his theme song.
Shinsuke is the best.
Yeah,
he's got the best theme song.
Everyone
talks about Seth's theme song, but Shinsuke has the better theme song in my opinion.
He's
a better character because he's really good. He's Japan. He's Japanese.
He's Japan. He's all of Japan.
I'd say he's from Japan.
Asian.
He's Asian. He's from Japan. He's Japanese. But he plays a really, really good villain. Like he's been the nice guy in the show, and he's been the bad guy. But when he plays the bad guy, he's like an expert at playing like the stereotypical old time Asian villain character.
Right.
It's like methodical, and
it was something out of what the movie with Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, like very much.
Character out of that.
Yes. Yeah, he's very good at that. He's very good at playing the evil villain that will attack the hero and focus on his one fault, and will he does the whole thing like when he's a good guy. This is very wrestling. When he's the good guy, he'll speak American, and he'll speak English, and be very understanding and all this stuff. And then when he's the villain, he just doesn't speak English at all. He'll just speak Japanese, won't barely speak English, and just the total badass. And I think he's fantastic at it. Excuse me.
Well, I want to say one thing. You brought up something. So, it's wrestling. Obviously, it's all fake, yada, yada, yada. I was entertained these three things I watched. But the one thing that I did not believe, and I don't know how much you want to convince me, but Rollins is
broken back.
Broken back? Okay. Okay. I've had a bad back.
Yes.
I have pulled it and I cannot get up. And it can take down the strongest of men.
Yes.
The
Yes.
strongest of men. You
Yes.
hurt your back, you're done.
Yeah.
He did not move around like someone who had a back.
Yes.
And I cannot buy it for a minute. And I was like, this is the dumbest plot point in this whole thing. And my favorite was the camera goes on. Rollins is facing, his back is facing camera. And what's his name? His
Shinsuke.
face, Shinsuke's face is next to the guy's back, and he's doing this.
Yes.
That,
yes.
and he's hammering
evilly rubbing it.
Like, yeah. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yes.
Like,
and that's his thing. He's good at that too. He knows, like, he'll play up to the camera and do that whole thing.
And the whole time Rollins is like, you bring my family into this?
Yeah.
That's all he's talking about. He doesn't mention his back, but the commentators the whole time keep talking about his back.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, we know he didn't really hurt his back, because if he did,
well,
he would be in excruciating pain, or he would ham it up a little bit more when it came to his back.
He has back issues.
We all do.
But in real life, he has actual back issues. He has, in the past, actually injured his back to the point where he couldn't wrestle for a little while.
I saw the video. Yeah, sure.
No, but I'm saying, but like, not in storyline, like in the actual, like, previous. Yeah. I don't think he has, like, actual back fractures.
No.
Because you couldn't move if you had back fractures.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a CrossFit guy, so he's like worked on strengthening his back muscles.
Yeah. And it's funny because a lot of wrestling, I go back to like watching it when I was a kid. I'm like, a lot of these plot lines have been done a million times. It's just how they going to reinvent it.
I mean, you can't really do much. I mean, just like TV shows, there's only so many stories you can tell. I mean, it's like you can't, like.
Yeah, I know, but so I watched Payback. I was entertained by the three things I saw. The back thing was just like, I was laughing at that. Like, okay, he would not be.
Yeah.
Like, he just kept yelling about, you brought my family into this. That's what he just kept yelling the whole time.
Because Shinsuke said, I don't know if they showed it, and I can't remember what the video did, but he like talked about, I'm gonna make it so your wife, who is Becky Lynch, is another wrestler. He wrestled in the first match of the show against Trish Stratus, actually. But he'd said to him on Monday's show that he was gonna make it so she'd have to, like, nurse him back to health.
Yeah, that was in the video. Yeah.
His child and everything. So it got him mad. Like, don't talk about my family.
Yeah. It was fun. It was fun though. I did I did turn it on, and I figured I was gonna text you, but I didn't have my phone with me. So
no, it's fine. It's it
was entertaining. But yeah, I know they have another special in October, which if I remember, I'll try to watch.
Yeah, they do one a month.
Yeah. And that's about it, Marcus.
Did you guys do anything fun during your vacation week? I know you did a staycation this year, but
we did staycation. We went out. We went out a whole bunch of places. Oh, I'll talk about one place we went to that I think people who listen to the show might be interested. In Manchester, Connecticut, there's a store. You got to Google it. Retro Junk. And so I told Allison, I go, the street that we do the Manchester show on has a lot of stores.
Yeah.
There is the Manchester Mall down the street. It's 2 minutes walking distance. Yeah. And it's like, it's all small little mom and pop shops. There's a couple of good ones in there. Well, yeah. Thank God it's not anymore.
Yeah.
But it's cool. So we went there. Retro Drunk, which is always closed by the time I get out on Manchester show. It's a cool place, Mark. You got to go. You walk in. He's got classic arcades. He's got old toys. He's got old T-shirts. A lot of cool stuff. And then you walk in the back. He had like, oh my God, just you're like, oh, sensory overload. Oh my God, this is so many cool. This like it's like.
Was it a store?
Yeah, it's a store.
Oh, okay.
it's like it feels like my basement with all this cool shit everywhere. And a lot of Star Wars retro toys, old toys, and everything. You can buy pretty much everything. And yeah, I had a great time in there. It was really cool.
Nice.
I ended up they had an old M&M. I don't remember the old M&M standees, like and they're holding like this, and there's a big thing up top.
Yeah.
So he had like two of those, and one of them was filled with old cards, unopened, like Terminator 2, Batman, all those old Henry and the Hendersons, stuff
all the
like
90s, 80s, 90s.
Yeah, cards. So I bought all the Batman Returns ones. They were like 3 for $5 or something.
Yeah.
And then he had another one of those with all the plastic little kind of toys from McDonald's and whatnot. I found like the old Bart Simpson I used to have when I was a kid.
Nice.
I don't know, like cool place, man. It's a cool place. And I guess he does stay open later on when we do have a show, because he knows people do check him out. So highly recommend
Him and Andrew should team up somehow or do some sort of cross promotional thing or something.
I bet you Andrew puts flyers there.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool ass place, man. Now he Retro Junk was in the mall, but he outgrew the spot. So he got his own spot right next to it. It's in the same building. Or it's part of the building. But yeah, cool place. It's a cool little downtown area. We had a nice afternoon there. We went there, we went into the mall area, we went to a few shops. We had a good time. But yeah, I mean, we did other things that are not that interesting. I'm not going to rehash here, but we had fun.
Did you guys do Brimfield this year?
Oh, we did Brimfield back in the middle of summer.
Oh, gotcha.
We did Brimfield, I think, in like their July show. Yeah, we went in the summer because we're going to the Big E. So we did Brimfield in the summertime, which we had a great time at Brimfield. And we're going to the Big E. We have not been to the Big E since 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're excited to go back to the Big E. It's been a while.
Yeah. We're going. Claire's got tickets. We just got to figure out a day to go.
Yeah. We bought our tickets because they were like cheap when you bought.
Yes, and Claire got them too. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know the we don't want to go the first weekend, but we have D&D. We have D&D.
Yeah, the 16th. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. We're probably gonna go on a Friday. Or I think we might go on a Friday or Thursday the following week or something.
Well, let us know. Maybe we'll tag team it or something.
Yeah, I'll let you know. But I
don't know.
Claire
will enjoy that. She'll have something to talk to.
But yeah, it's been a long time. So but yeah, vacation was just nice. It was relaxing. Of course, we started it off with the birthday party with the pigs.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah,
we had a great time. It was good.
To see everybody. Feels like it's been forever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen the guys and everything, of course, because of D&D and stuff. But I mean, it was cool to to see Irene and everything. And
yeah, it was a good time. Yeah. So it was great.
And then Dan, it's always Dan. So
I'm glad he came out. It was good to see him. But yeah. And now I can't believe it. I go to Costco. Halloween's pushed out in the back. Their aisles of Christmas stuff already. I'm like, no, I'm not ready for Christmas.
Yeah.
We haven't even got to Halloween yet.
No.
So I don't know, man. I'm excited for fall. I'm excited.
I mean, although it's like almost 80 degrees outside right now and going to be like 90 by tomorrow or something. So
yeah, we have a heat wave until Thursday.
Yeah. So
September is a crapshoot. You never know what you're going to get.
But hey, the best day of the year is tomorrow. So, what do you
Yes. How old are you going to be, Mark?
Same age as you, Brian. 44.
44.
Oh.
Who's got 4? Who's got 8 fingers?
He's got 4 fingers up and turning 44.
This guy. Wow. Can you imagine we're 44, Mark? I mean, this is bonkers.
No, I can't.
Weird.
I only feel about 43, so.
Yes. I still feel like I'm 22.
I mean, I'm turning 44 tomorrow, but let me turn my magic thing off here. I literally have a stack of Lego that I'm building this week. So
I have the Mando one I gotta build. I got
the helmet.
Yeah, I bought it for my birthday and I haven't built it. It's on my list.
I got the 2 new helmets from Clone Wars. Captain Cody and Rex, one of the two, something like that. I got the Leia's helmet from Return of the Jedi. It's her Legos put out. That she wears in Jabba's palace.
Right.
And then through work, we have like a points program that if you do good, they give you points. Like, here's some amplify points. Good job. And I've been racking them up for it. It takes us forever to get any public access. We're not like, no one really is like, hey, good job making shows happen. So I've never really had a bunch of it. I just like went and looked, and they added Lego to it. So I got 3 sets: the 2 Clone War helmets and the orchid set, where you make like an orchid plant.
Oh yeah.
So I got those, and then I went. One of their volunteers gave me tickets to the Lego show at the Mass Mutual Center, which was very interesting.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was like a convention, but it was basically just like
Legos.
Yeah, they had like a Lego builder, like a famous Lego guy that builds like sets, but doesn't make like Lego sets, but makes art out of like big things out of Legos. Not like big things, but like made like the hanger from Naboo. Made the final scene from New Hope, the award ceremony, like all the figures and everything, and the whole like hall and everything and all that. Another one was the First Order speech scene from Force Awakens, I think.
Yeah.
So there's like crazy stuff like that, and then like a bunch of plants. He's like does a lot of flowers and makes out of like just out of random bricks. Doesn't like have a instructions, just freehands it.
Yeah.
So a lot of that kind of stuff, like organizations that do that, like people who make full cities. There's like a whole which I saw at the train show I went to last year at the Biggie. There's a group out of Vermont that they're a Lego. They're like New England, but they're based out of Vermont. But they do Lego train collecting, and they have like a whole like display, which is about the size of like probably about the length of your basement. A display of like a whole train city, tracks and everything, and trains and going around and all the different buildings and everything. But then there's like Lego cities that people build, like full skyscrapers. And
can you buy them? Is that what they're there?
No, they just build them,
and then they have a wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
They do sell Lego sets there.
I have to imagine they got to sell something.
That sell sets.
Right.
The Leia helmet I was going to think about buying at the Lego show was marked up like conventions are. So I was standing at the show and I turned to Josh. I took my brother with me because he gave me 2 tickets, and I'm like, I got to take you back home anyways. Let's swing over to Target. And I was like, let me see what they have, if they have it at Target. And they did, and it was $15 cheaper. So I'm like, we'll stop at Target and buy it there. So did that. So, but yeah, it was very interesting. And then there was also which I had no idea was also going on. I didn't know this happens. I guess there's a Yu-Gi-Oh touring organization. It's like an organization from I don't know where they're based out of, but they actually like go around and set up Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments.
Okay, that makes sense.
And they rented out a whole like the whole conference hall area of the Mass Mutual Center.
It was Yu-Gi-Oh.
It was Yu-Gi-Oh. And they have like a whole Yu-Gi-Oh like event.
Card playing is still popular.
Yeah,
I
there was
mean,
tons of kids there, tons of people,
I'm
adults,
sure.
kids, teenagers.
Yeah.
But it was crazy. I didn't know that was still a thing. But the Mass Mutual is so weirdly set up that you have to like go in through like the main entrance where you go to like the hockey games, then walk all the way down the building and around through the Yu-Gi-Oh convent like event, and then get to where the actual Lego thing was.
Yeah.
So sorry, I haven't talked in a while, so still recuperating. But but yeah, so that was an experience. Then we went on vacation and went to Maine for a couple days to probably the most tranquil place I've ever been to. It was crazy.
Which place?
I posted photos on my Facebook.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They have like an infinity pool that like literally like goes out into the like falls over. I've never been in an infinity pool before.
No, me neither.
But it was a saltwater infinity pool, which is even more interesting. Never been in a saltwater pool before.
No.
So that was pretty cool. And it's right in the ocean. Free breakfast every morning, which was amazing. You just basically go down and just say, I want this. And they bring it to you. And I was like, oh, hey, this is cool. But yeah, so besides that, I just basically just hung out. Claire's more the sitting in the sun person, so she did that the whole time we were there. I got a little bit of a tan, but not much at this point. It's probably faded away at this point. But yeah, no, I just read The Boys. I have almost, I think, read all of it.
Oh, you started that last year.
Yeah. But I think there's still one more book, but it's not on the free version of Kindle yet. You still have to pay for it.
There's like 5 or 6 books.
Yeah. I think there's 6 books. I finished the 5th one.
Well, you'll know the ending.
No, because it doesn't. There's another book pops up. I'm saying, so that's why.
Okay, all right. Well, you would know it's the ending.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to convey to you, you would know it's the ending because
Yeah.
there's a definitive ending to that series.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Well, I know it's not the ending because people that are dead in the show are still alive. So.
Well, what don't think about the show. I'm just saying in the comic, there's a definitive ending. So you didn't hit it yet. So you got to read the
like
last
Homelander, like a lot of stuff that has happened to Homelander hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. Well,
and
in the
the
show,
whole thing with like I just finished the Hero Gasm book.
Oh, you got more. You got more to read then.
And I think the one after that, where they go into like each of the groups.
We got the backgrounds of each
backgrounds.
one.
I did that one. And I think that's the and they just destroyed Homefront.
Yep. Yeah, you got you're
It was
getting
a guy in the book, but I didn't know that either. I thought it was a girl in the comic too. That was different. So that was interesting to see how they did that differently. But besides that,
there's 6 books.
yeah. So I think I'm up to the 6th book. So I still have the 6th book to read.
All right. Yeah. And then you'll understand when I say I feel like the show has got one more season in it.
Well, it kind of makes sense because the way that they kind of ended the last season, it wouldn't make sense that that's the case.
Yeah. And I mean, I know they have a spin-off series starting, which I'm interested in checking out.
Yeah.
That could be good. And I think that would be a way to continue the show when the Boys actually ends. So
well, it's interesting to see the differences in because does Jensen Ackles' character show up in the comic book?
What do you mean? Who's that actor?
The guy who played the army guy.
Oh, the army back. They never touched on the army background on the show.
But no, the superhero.
Um,
He plays Homelander's dad, basically.
no, no.
Does he show up in the comic book?
But yeah, in the comic, there's a whole. They do his whole background. They talk about his brother, his dad, his mom, all that stuff in the comic.
Homelander?
Not Homelander. I'm thinking of what's his face?
Butcher.
Butcher.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about Homelander.
Homelander. It
Jensen Ackles in the comic book played. I don't want to say it's Soldier Boy, but it's not Soldier Boy. It's the other one. I can't think of his name.
Yeah. In the comic, they don't really get into Homelander's background that much.
Everyone's screaming at us in comments and everywhere.
Yes, yes. Well, anyway, you got one more book to read. I'm not going to spoil anything, so just read it.
Yeah, I want to wait till it's free. I'm not going to pay for it. So.
Oh, just pay for it.
No, I refuse.
Well, anyway, it's good. But yeah, honestly, it's like we watched the show last year, and I'm trying to like reach back into my memory of the show. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, I know. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's hard. It's like when I start watching the show and they do previous on, and I go, "Oh yeah, that happened."
Yeah, that's yeah, he played Soldier Boy, but Soldier Boy in the comic is completely different.
Right. Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, because like in the show, he's like Homelander's dad. Like that's how they made Homelander.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So
now it's all
comic,
come back.
that's not the same.
No. No.
Gotcha.
You got it. You got it, buddy.
Yeah.
I had to remember. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. So yeah. And The Boys has been consistently coming out year after year, and I'm wondering if
Well, they were doing the spin-off this year.
yeah, so maybe we'll get
the next year we're getting the last season, I think.
season, yeah.
Season, whatever they're calling it.
Yeah. So Mark, I think we should get into Ahsoka.
Sure.
Episodes 1 through 3. Episode 4 drops tonight, which finally Disney, you smartened up and you started putting it out the day before at a reasonable time for everybody. Yeah. So people don't have to sit till midnight.
Yeah. And really quick before we get deep into that, before I forget.
Yeah.
I watched One Piece on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's another Netflix show based off manga. And this one, I know you don't have Netflix, so it won't bother you.
No.
But it's kind of in your wheelhouse. It's all pirates and boats and ships on oceans, which I know you're a big fan of.
Yeah, I know what One Piece is. I've seen clips on the internet, but it's nothing that interests me.
It might be, but you don't have Netflix, so it doesn't matter. But no, they did a really good job with it. I liked it a lot. It's very quick series. I think it's only about 8 to 9 episodes, I think. I can't remember exactly. Maybe 10. But no, yeah, all the acting was really well done. It's a very interesting story. Like you said, I've always seen things about it because it's been out forever. I think it's like 96, 97 is when it first came out in Japan as a manga. It's had over like 61 different films and things made about it, and different people have tried to do things with it. It's had anime. There's anime out there, which I advise against watching before you watch the show, because unfortunately, like other animes I've tried to watch since I started trying to get into anime stuff, if you watch the subtitled version, it's probably a better watch than if you watch the dubbed version.
Oh, they usually are.
Because I don't know whoever their casting people are for these animes, always try to find the worst sounding people to play the characters.
Well, not Cowboy Bebop. They
No,
had
that
the
was about the
best.
best one.
They had the
But
best voice actors.
Attack on Titan and One Piece, I don't know what their like description for a job is, but it seems like it leads with you must be the whiniest, annoyingest sounding person to play the main character, which I don't understand why it has to be that way. Why it would translate in that vein, but that's what they do. Like I tried watching the anime of One Piece after watching the first season. I'm like, this is really good. I wonder how the like anime must be really good. And it seems like it's really good. Like watching the cartoon part of it, or the anime part of it, I should say. But the acting part of it, it's like, oh man, I don't know what their problem is that they feel like they have to like hire these actors that over dramatize everything.
Yes, yes. That's too funny.
Like everything's screaming, and it's like, okay, we get it. But the show is really good. The live action version of it is really good. It's really well acted. There's a lot of funny stuff in it. The characters are really cool. It very much reminded me of like almost the shooting style of it. It's very much in the vein of Twisted Metal.
Yeah.
The way they shoot it, it's really well done. So
yeah. From what I heard, they're saying that it was probably one of the better adaptations Netflix has
yeah,
done.
yeah.
Because Cowboy Bebop sucked.
I mean, I didn't mind it. It wasn't terrible.
Well, it wasn't good.
No, just the people that you could tell the people that made the show had probably not seen the actual books before, or but then again, Marvel's been doing that for years and no one seems like me complaining. So
Oh.
but anyways, back to Ahsoka, which has been
Yeah.
amazing.
Well, yeah.
Or as I like to call it, and I've heard other people call it Rebels season 5.
Yeah, so it's interesting. I watched the first 2 episodes. I really liked it. I had an understanding of who these characters are without watching one episode of Rebels or Clone Wars. I've only seen that animated movie where Ahsoka is a teenager, and that's your first. You're introduced to her for the first time.
Yeah.
So that's my knowledge, and I kind of like I'm enjoying it. I think it's probably it's better. It is definitely better than the last season of Mandalorian, in my opinion.
Yes.
It's definitely better than Book of Boba Fett. I like how there is a focus. We're not getting sidetracked with a bunch of bullshit. We know what we're doing.
Yeah.
I have a few criticisms, but it's really not that big of a deal. But overall, I'm enjoying everybody. I'm enjoying the show. My biggest criticism is why did Secret Invasion? Why did they put that really one of the worst intros, opening credit sequences in the very beginning for the first time? And I would skip it every time. Why was that in the beginning? But Ahsoka has a very well done open ending credit scene. That should be in the beginning. I don't understand why that's at the end, because they're showing you the map. And for people it's very Game of Thrones-ish.
Yeah.
That intro should be in the beginning. I don't know why. And it's a great theme. It's a great I think
also the thing with that is that if you got that at the beginning, the nerds would have broke it down and tried to figure out things, and you would ruin the it's supposed to be like This is what we're thinking about, like the map. Like I've noticed, I don't know if you've noticed, new things are added each episode to the
Yeah,
map.
but that's okay. Game of Thrones. When Game of Thrones, they would show you in that intro the different areas you're dealing with. That map should that my biggest thing is like, man, you're putting like one of the coolest get you hype for the show. It should be in the beginning. I don't know why they tend to do some shows. I get it. This show, it should be in the front.
Star Wars has always been, since they started it, it's been very small intros.
Yeah, but this intro shouldn't be.
There hasn't been a lot of music, like long, drawn out intros. I'm not
I
a fan of the big, drawn out intros, like the Game of Thrones intros. It's cool and all,
but you can skip them.
I don't need
skip them.
Yeah,
there's a skip button, but I mean, I think
if you watch them when they actually aired, like most people do, you can't. So,
but we're in we're in streaming. We're not watching it live. So I'm just saying, that's one of my biggest things. I think the intro is fantastic, and I think the guy doing the score really captures the Star Wars spirit. And then my biggest critique, even though I'm enjoying the show and I think it's being, in my opinion, very well done so far, and I like, even though episode 3 was very short, it moved the plot along. I really wish Disney, I don't know why the powers that be are like, let's make the first couple episodes really long and then do half hour. I'm like, guys, give us hour-long episodes. I don't know what you're doing. Everybody else can do it.
I think it's just because Filoni likes to stretch out the story, and doing it in this shorter version of it, he's used to that from the cartoon.
Yeah, I don't know, but anyway, I can't complain because season 3 worked, but it could have been a little bit. They could, you know what? That second part where it ends on that cliffhanger, that could have been second half. It would have made that episode from good to great, in my opinion. If we got that second part in that episode.
Yeah.
That's my other complaint. I hate the run times of these shows. It's bonkers to me. But anyway,
well, if you waited like you usually do until the very end and watch them all at once, and you wouldn't have to worry about that.
That's my other thing. This feels like a movie, so it's really hard to like put a number or grade anything yet.
Yeah, that's why we do the whole season as opposed to just the episodes.
Well, like Mando, you would have like Monster of the Week sprinkled in with what's going on, but this, I almost kind of wish it was a movie.
This is more Filoni type of storytelling.
Yeah,
this is exactly the same storytelling as the Rebels cartoon.
Well, this is my thing. This is A New Hope repainted. I mean, it's like, I understand what George Lucas, this is A New Hope. I mean, a lot of tropes from A New Hope that was in The Force Awakens is in this, a lot of things. But I'm still entertained. I'm still enjoying it. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying, here we are. We're doing it again. But I kind of hope, my biggest hope is that what's her name? The Mandalorian who Ahsoka's training, her apprentice, Sabine. My hope, and I kind of feel like Sabine's gonna use the Force at some point, but it would be great. She's a Mandalorian. Why not let her kick ass as a Mandalorian? So maybe, I don't know if
that's if I remember correctly, there's a reason, there's a story behind that from Rebels.
Well, she clearly, like, I like how the robot, what's his name, is just been like, she doesn't have it.
Yeah.
She would be the worst in the Jedi Council.
Oh, you're talking about David Tennant's character. Yeah.
I like how he just give it like it is. Like, she's not good. She's not going to be a Jedi. Stop making trying to happen.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's.
He actually playing that character in the cartoon too. He was a
right.
Voice. I think he went with it, but
he did the voice in the cartoon. Yeah.
So it's awesome that he came back to do it in the show.
Also, I know I ignored I watched a lot of shows afterwards of people talking about this that are fans of it.
Yeah,
And um there was one thing after watching episode 2, the first thing I thought was it's like watching A New Hope because Obi-Wan talks about a bunch of things as the audience members. We had no, he talked for the Clone Wars. We didn't know what that was. He talks about all
yeah,
these people. We don't know who any of these people are or what's going on, but it's the mystery that keeps us intrigued. So, as someone who's never watched any of these animated shows, and I just don't have the time, and I'm not going to watch them, but watching this, when they're talking about things, I feel like I'm watching A New Hope because it's that mystery. And I know I'm going to get kernels or more information as we move along. So
yeah,
I kind of, for me, it really didn't bother me. I honestly, that's something about Star Wars that the original 3 movies did it with mystery, and you
yeah,
had mysterious characters, and you had to use your imagination. And that's the one thing that bothers me about Disney Star Wars is they're like, hey, you always wanted to know how Han Solo got all this stuff. Well, no, I didn't. But we're gonna make a movie. Like Bubba Fett, we're gonna ruin his backstory too. Like,
yeah,
stop telling us everything and let us
yeah,
have the fun of having mystery. Keep things a mystery.
yeah,
So for me, that's why I've always loved the original 3 movies. And for me, this is really reminiscent of that. So for me, I don't feel lost. Um, I am enjoying it all. I love how we get the Star Wars wipes. We had a crawl in the beginning. We got a great score. So far, so good. My that's my.
yeah,
I gave you my biggest critiques in the very beginning, but beyond that, I'm enjoying it. I we got to see how it ends. That's another problem with these Star Wars Marvel shows is the ending. Can they stick the ending? It doesn't
yeah,
happen very often. We've had some shitty endings. So I don't know. I have my hopes are high on this one,
yeah.
right?
I think this is the interesting part, and I said this is gonna like we talked about this before it came out and everything, and I think that's the other thing of it too is that we're coming at it from two different places. You're coming at it from not seeing any of the Rebels show or any of that stuff beforehand, so you don't have that background information.
And I think it works fine.
Yeah. Whereas I have watched Rebels, seen Clone Wars, all that stuff,
Oh,
got
it's
all that.
probably like you're eating it all the Easter
So
eggs.
this is just like pouring gravy on mashed potatoes. It's like this is like
I'm
keep it coming,
sure.
keep it coming. Uh, and Ahsoka is just a character that, and you could tell Filoni invented this character. This is probably the only time we've seen since George Lucas someone go into Star Wars, albeit like Favreau and Filoni with Mandalorian, but Filoni invented this character during the time George Lucas was still in charge of everything. And he would go to George Lucas to talk to him about this character and the stories that he did. And he had that connection and he worked at ILM and he's been the guy that's been there. He was like, we've said this before, he was like the heir apparent to Lucas. He was the guy that George was like, here's the keys to the castle, kind of. Here's everything. Here's how where I came from when I did this. He like sat
Yeah.
under the tree and learned it all. So I think you're seeing the somebody who has the knowledge of Star Wars enough that it's making it feel like Star Wars again. Like
Yeah.
Mando's been doing that, but this is like going like I don't want to say going home again, but like feels like it's back to
Yeah.
like you were saying, the original Star Wars and like that feel of being
Yes.
excited for it and not just, oh, here's another Star Wars show, you know?
Right. I mean, the ship is very reminiscent of Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
You're training. You have
Yeah.
stuff like that. The one thing, that the Inquisitor, the new Inquisitor, that everybody wants it to be someone.
Yeah.
I want it to be nobody. Just
yeah. No.
an
Yeah.
Inquisitor.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be anybody.
So, like, everybody, I think a lot of people who didn't watch the cartoons or whatever were like, "Oh, it's going to be Ezra."
Yeah.
And then I watched a few YouTubers who are fans of the cartoons, and they have all echoed the same thing. And I'm just echoing what they said, and it makes sense. They are saying that's the dumbest theory ever.
It is. It's the dumbest theory ever.
Ezra, from my limited knowledge from hearing them talk about this, that Ezra has already had his dance with the dark side being tempted.
Yes.
Why would they do that again?
Yeah.
I've heard people say
he hung out with Darth Maul for like multiple episodes.
Right. So people are like, a lot of people have said, like, if this was Ezra, they're turning the TV off.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard. They said it would be the dumbest thing.
It'd be the worst decision ever.
Yeah, I don't think Filoni would do that because he knows his characters.
No.
Yeah.
If anything, like, my only theory on it is that masked Inquisitor, whatever they're calling them, like, I don't know if they're Inquisitors or if they're just
it's an Inquisitor,
sensitive people.
It's just a new Inquisitor, which is fine.
Yeah.
It could be nobody. It doesn't have to be somebody.
My only theory that I had about it is that, like, for me, storyline wise, it would be interesting is if it's the girl's, like, brother or something, if they're somehow related somehow, and, like, when he's, like, defeated either by Ahsoka or by whoever, that's what kicks her into being, like, the big bad to, like, usurp Ray Stevenson's character, because I'm assuming he's going to lose somewhere in the show, and that would be your out for next season if you did another season.
Well, I have a feeling that, is it Morgan you're talking about there?
Yeah.
What's the Ray Stevenson's partner?
Yeah.
I see. I'm still trying to learn all the names. Shin.
Yeah.
Baylan and Shin.
Yeah.
I think because you've seen Shin looking at Baylan, like, she's looking at him. He's obviously the master in this situation.
Yeah.
I feel like Shin might turn to the good side. I think something's going to happen where she might not stay bad. I don't know. Episode 3, she was, like, blasting them away, but I kind of feel like there might be something in her that might turn her. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think that's like I don't think that everyone has to get turned. That's the thing. It's like Star Wars falls on that sword too many times of, oh, let's just turn the person. It's not wrestling. You don't have to go
Obi-Wan, you had
heal the baby face over and over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that Star Wars does way too much. We go back to Obi-Wan and what's her name?
Yeah.
Lame ass character.
Good and then
she was bad. No, she was bad. She turned good at the end.
No, she was originally a apprentice, like a youngling.
No, I'm talking about the guard.
Reva. Yeah. She was a youngling in the Jedi Council.
Oh, but she never really. Yeah, then she.
So I mean, it's like then she was turned evil, or she wanted to be evil, so that she could get close to Darth Vader to kill him, to avenge what happened to her friends.
Yeah.
So it was like, it was a very lame story, but
I don't know.
It doesn't have to be every Star Wars story doesn't have to have a person turning sides.
This is the thing, though. I feel like I'm hoping I'm wrong, and I'm hoping she does not. I hope she stays evil.
Yeah, no, I need her. Like, I'd rather have her become Thrawn's Darth Vader type. You know.
Well, I mean, I think. Also, I feel like we're not going to see Thrawn until the very end. What do you think? The last 2 episodes, maybe.
Well, we're coming up on them, aren't we? There's only 6 episodes.
9. There's 9.
Oh, there's 9 episodes? I thought there were 6.
No, 8. I'm sorry. I'm wrong.
Yeah.
All right. So there's 8 episodes. The last one.
6 in, aren't we?
No, we're only 3 in.
Oh, it feels like we're farther in. I don't know why.
6 in? Oh my God, Mark.
It feels like it's flown by.
Episode falls tonight.
Yes, this evening.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. This is not ruining anything. On IMDb, this episode has already been rated, and it is the highest rated episode so far at a 9.3. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
That episode for us drops at 9 o'clock.
That was 6 o'clock.
I thought for us it was 9. No.
No, 9 o'clock West Coast, I thought.
Oh, okay. So the last episode airs October 3rd.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm hoping I'm wrong. I hoping Shin does not turn good. You're right. It's a cliche at this point. We need to stop it. Please, Star Wars, stop doing the same thing. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I feel like Ahsoka has a lot riding on this series because we want that same feeling. We want new things to happen, and we you can see it a mile away sometimes with Obi-Wan. We saw it a mile away that what's her name was going to turn. We knew. We've seen the bad writing in these shows. We see them not stick the landing. Ahsoka's got to stick the landing, and I'm hoping Ahsoka this series can stop with these cliches and do something different.
Yeah.
So we shall see. But tonight's episode looks like it's gotten some good ratings so far. I don't know anything beyond that, and I don't want to. But yeah, I don't know. I think Filoni's done a great job so far, in my opinion. I have no major complaints other than that. I want that one guy to be a nobody.
Yeah.
I just want him to be a badass. You know, that's another thing we haven't had. We haven't had like a really cool villain like Darth Maul in a very long time.
Yeah.
And every time we do get they nerf him or they make him lame.
They kind of nerfed Darth Maul and Rebels a little. Like he comes back and he has like the robot like
He has the robot legs, spider legs, right?
Yeah, and then he gets regular legs, like robot legs.
But he's
they
killed by
do like
Obi-Wan,
they do like redeem his character later in the series with the Obi-Wan story.
Yeah.
Where him and Obi-Wan battle it out and
he kills him.
Obi-Wan kills him, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm hoping this is nobody. A part of me was like, "Whoa, what if it was Darth Maul?" But Darth Maul is dead in this story, so he would not.
Yes,
it could not be him.
Yeah,
it'd be funny if it was. He wouldn't have the horns. The horn, you would see the horns. So
you would see the horns, yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, Mark, I'm liking it. If I had to give you a number in the first episode, the first two we saw,
yeah,
that was like an 8 or 9 for me.
Yeah.
I think the episode 3 was good. It was fun. I wish it was longer. But I kind of feel like I want to put a pause on the numbers until this whole series comes out.
That's what we usually do. We usually don't put numbers out until the end of the series anyways.
Yeah. So far, great.
Yeah.
I'm entertained. I'm liking it. Like I have no major complaints. I have those nitpicks.
Yes.
But I want this series to do something different. I am hoping, fingers crossed, we get some, and I know you want that too. And I think a lot of fans, from what I'm hearing, a lot of people want this show to do something different and not do the same old stuff.
Yeah. And that final week of Ahsoka is going to be a hot week because it's final episode on the 3rd, and then the first episode on the 6th of Loki.
Oh, season 2 of Loki, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be good.
So it's a heck of a week.
Yeah, I didn't watch the new trailer. I'm gonna watch.
I saw it. I haven't watched it either. Yeah, I saw it popped up, and I was like, oh, I should probably watch that. But I haven't got around to it yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch this show. I don't need to.
Yeah.
And speaking of movies, a lot of things got pushed. I mean, Dune is coming out next year now.
Yeah.
The Marvels, will it still come out? Or are they gonna push it? I don't know. But they did. Deadpool 3 is now off their they had their review about what's coming up.
The schedule because they still have so much to shoot.
Deadpool 3 was not mentioned. So
Yeah.
the rumor is Deadpool 3 might not be coming out. They should have kept it October
Yeah.
of next year. That's
Yeah.
I don't know why they moved it to May.
I don't
October.
know why. Yeah.
Go back to October.
Yeah.
I bet you it will.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, a lot of things are getting moved and pushed because of the strike.
Yeah. Now I've heard rumors of them talking about striking on video games next.
Yes, there could be a strike.
Yeah.
So people are fed up. People are
I
fed up.
understand it. It's just crazy. That's all happening all at once, kind of thing.
I know.
But yeah, no, it's even affecting certain cons, I guess. Like I was just looking at the news from Dragon Con over the weekend, and a lot of people are starting to pull out because they just don't want to, like, they don't have the funds or don't have the, or just not going to cons anymore because it's like, why am I just going to go there and sit there? You can't do any panels. There's no panels or anything anymore.
Still getting paid.
No, I'm talking about just like not the guests, but actual people like going to these shows. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, people are still gonna go. I mean,
no, I know. I did see if I do watch a guy a vlog, and he's gone the past couple years, and he went this past weekend to it, and there's like a 3 hour long line just to get into the vendor room. I'm like, why would you spend $100 to stand in the line for 3 hours just to buy other things?
Well, people
it's like there's nothing in there that's,
you don't know, Mark.
Not buy that online somewhere.
You don't know. We don't buy online.
Oh, I know. I've been to these cons. It's like it's not like, yeah, I don't know.
Everyone's got their thing.
I guess.
Well, anyway, Marcus, I think that's it for a show. So let's wrap it up.
Sounds good.
All right. We'll be back next week.
Yes, Ahsoka's been fantastic. I know I didn't get to talk much about it because Bryon was very into talking about it today, which is great because I know Bryon hadn't seen anything about it. So that was the person I was hoping that would enjoy it the most because I was ready for it no matter what.
I know you were.
The Rebels. So
yeah. I mean, what I do is I watch there's a couple of YouTubers that are really into it, and so then I watch that. I mean, I have my initial reaction, but like I like to hear other people if they didn't like it or did like it. But I mean, I think that people like you who've watched the cartoons, it's like, yeah, like you said, it's great.
It's Rebels season 5. That's all it is. Yeah. Which is great. I'm fine with that. That's all I needed it to be.
Right. So I think next week, look at my calendar, we'll be recording on Monday, I think, or Monday or Tuesday. I'm not sure yet.
All right. Well, let me know. We'll figure it out.
I think Monday. Yeah.
Okay.
So, all right, Marcus, let's wrap it up. We'll be back next week. We'll talk about episode 4 of Ahsoka and anything else that happens.
Yeah, and whatever else comes around, we'll check that out as well.
Yeah.
But as always, be safe, be well, be kind.
Rewind.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.